Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here again with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents, and welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I am Liz Quinn, your certified Scentsy consultant. So today, I have for you a video that people have been requesting. It's about mixing what I would consider to be the best bars that we have in the catalog as mixers and pairings. All of those are different concepts that really fall into the category of how do I make my home smell good with different things in different rooms or things mixed in a warmer and not have them clash or be competitive in any way. So first off, we're just going to kind of run through the catalog here and I'm going to talk about things. So let's just jump right in. And before I forget, I do want to mention the September 2022 scent of the month, which is current. And that is the new Gimme Candy. And I think this is the epitome of an excellent mixer. It is a light, gentle, sweet scent all by itself. It is honey and vanilla and buttercream, basically. In the clam, it smells kind of candy corn-like. It does not have any waxy quality when it's melted. And this mixes with anything. The best mix, and I do not have a bar of it, is Johnny Appleseed, which is just a catalog classic, spring, summer, fall, winter. You can get it, I believe, in a brick and Scentsy Club with this new Gimme Candy. It is fantastic. It has a similarity to caramel apple craze, but not the heaviness and the decadence. It was perfect for August. I melted through all of the rest of my Johnny Appleseed and Appealing Apple, which is an old scent of the month. Both phenomenal with this. Now that is a direct mix. 1 cube to 1 cube in a warmer, or if you wanted more sweetness, maybe 2 cubes of the Gimme Candy to 1 cube of the Johnny Appleseed. This bar is going to go in my club. It is maybe not the best powerhouse all by itself. It's very nice in a room. It leaves a light lingering sweet quality. It would also be great paired in alternating warmers. And what I mean by that is in this front room, I have a mini warmer. I've got a full size on the mantle and I have the full size that's always behind me for whatever video I'm doing, and I change these out every few weeks. So that way, if you're doing alternating warmers, you aren't actually changing the scent in the warmer by directly mixing it, but they're mixing in the air. So back to the Gimme Candy, excellent bar, epitome of the perfect mixer. So the rest of what I would consider mixer bars, and none of these are bad on their own, just these are the best ones for me personally. Salted caramel toffee is not one that I absolutely love, but you could certainly add this to pretty much anything else to sweeten it up. So let's say you like farm stand pumpkin, it has caramel in the notes, and you're looking for something that's current catalog. You could definitely put the two of these together in a warmer. It will give you a really nice, sweet, toffee, caramel type scent with just a hint of pumpkin, because the farm stand pumpkin is a medium throw all by itself. I really, really like this bar. I try not to melt anything that's too overpowering with it because it's on the more gentle side, but actually have it melting today. This is the most pumpkin-y of all of our current catalog scents without the extra spices and everything. It's got the caramel, it's got mostly that fresh, beautiful pumpkin, and the tiniest bit of cinnamon, and the caramel and cinnamon really come off to me almost like fresh, sweet hay in a haymow. So I love this scent, and I think to amp up the bakery, these two would be great together. So that is either a pairing or a mixer. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm looking for similar notes when we're talking about pairing or alternate warmers or even mixing. The other thing with mixing 1 cube to 1 cube is you're looking for things that are directly opposite, but they'll complement each other when they're melted together. So let me finish this stack of what I like to mix most. Like these bars I buy to mix with other things. Around the campfire might seem like an odd choice because it's a very assertive bar, but this just does so many amazing things with other bars. You can mix this with Scary Good. You can mix this with Cinnamon Bear, which is my favorite. The two of these together, 1 cube to 1 cube in a warmer, gives you what I call winter hearth. It is amazing. So you have the strong spicy cinnamon from your Cinnamon Bear and the wonderful sweet, sappy, incensey, smoky, smoldery quality of Around the Campfire. And bars that are not catalog, I like to mix this with toasted marshmallow. Some people like to mix it with vanilla bean buttercream, which you can also get in a bar. This is an excellent mixer. So this one, my favorite mix with vanilla bean buttercream, is absolutely did it go? Cedar cider. Cedar cider is very assertive. It has the cedar, it's got vanilla bean, it's got apples, it's deep and woodsy and appley. So if it's a little much, you put it with your vanilla bean buttercream, tones it right down, and you still get all of the wonderful warmth, but it doesn't have quite that extra, almost like autumn funk edge that can be off-putting to some people or just too strong. So vanilla bean buttercream, you can pretty much mix this with anything and it'll be good. So another one that is an amazing mixer is graham cracker crunch. Now, the thing that I like to mix with it the most is a currently retired bar called Sugar Strawberry. It makes like a really happy peanut butter and jelly, but the other day I mixed it with apple cherry strudel, and that was also very nice. So this one seems to pair well with fruit, because this is graham cracker and peanut butter, and just a nice light happy toastiness. It's nice on its own, it's a good bar, but I do find that it really, really shines mixed with something else. And apple cherry strudel is great by itself too. This is a great bar. This is just like a make you happy bar. So this one in alternating warmers with graham cracker crunch, or alternating warmers with maybe one of the other sweet creamy bakeries, it might be good with the cinnamon buttercream, which for me is a bar that is just so gentle and soft. It's got a little bit of like a tangy cream cheese note. This might be excellent with pumpkin roll if you wanted to cream it out more. I tried it with Scary Good. To me, it brought too much of the spice down in Scary Good, but that's because I really, really love spice. Many people love to pair this with Scary Good, which is right here. And like I said before, Scary Good, I'm sure would be great with around the campfire because there's a smoky butterscotch in this, and you add that, and I bet you'd get like jack-o'-lantern on fire, but in a good way, you know? So, so nice, so nice. So, again, Scary Good has smoked butterscotch. Around the campfire has a lot of smokiness. That note should tie those together. I know they'd be excellent in alternating warmers for sure. So then, another one that is an excellent mixer and is also just fabulous on its own is sugar cookie, which you can also get in a bar instead of a brick. And this is my favorite. Probably if I had to pick just like one mixer, I would recommend sugar cookie, because it is just the lightest, happiest, good bakery vanilla. It doesn't have the extra depth that vanilla bean buttercream has, so it plays nice with everybody and is fabulous on its own. So that would be great. I think I've even heard of people doing as strange of a mix with that as, say, iced pine, because it sweetens it up. We're going to get to iced pine later. So, okay, those are my best recommendations for direct mixing as far as those bars play well with others. Now, another type of mixing is the alternate warmers, where you're looking to create something nice in the air as the different scents are swirling around. So I tend to do either 2 or 3 bars. I call them like a scent flight, almost like you'd go and you get a tasting flight or a wine, your wine trail or whatever, like this. So I have Bright Cider Life, which is apple and pumpkin. It certainly has an apple cider note. It's very mid-fall, very warm. I would put that in a trio or a pairing, depending on which of these you like better, with Apple Orchard and Spice, which has another very nice rounded apple note, but this also has the cherry. But both of these have a similarity that when you warm them together, they should not fight each other. They should really just enhance each other. And then because I'm a nut for this particular scent, I would also put in probably just in a couple warmers. Like use those other 2 for your dominant warmers, then just throw in a couple like almost like accents of our maple apple bourbon. Maple apple bourbon. I love maple apple bourbon. And my favorite thing to pair with this is actually probably Autumn Hearth or Apple Orchard and Spice. And that would be another really good trio, because all of these have apple. Autumn Hearth, though, is on the spicier side. So this has cinnamon, and it's got tonka bean. And then if you wanted to go more spice in the house, you could pair Autumn Hearth with clove and cinnamon. Now, if you like your spice, but you just don't want it to be super, super strong, you could also take your clove and cinnamon or your cinnamon bear, and you could add sugar cookie or vanilla bean buttercream or probably even the cinnamon buttercream to either of these. And then you'd still have a spice scent, but it wouldn't be quite as assertive. I just love clove and cinnamon. It's like my favorite thing ever. Okay, so then we're going to scents that might be a little harder to pair. Autumn Road Trip has very assertive notes in it. It's apple, it's oak, and it's pear. So this could be paired, no pun intended there, with Harvest Blessings, which has the oak note, but this has a little bit of later fall musk, and this has pumpkin and apple. So these two are nice together in the house. Or, I haven't done this yet, but I think it might work. The Autumn Road Trip, I think, might actually pair really well with our new Sips of Cider, who I think for a lot of people is sort of the problem child of the new releases. This is a very assertive bar. So this has interesting notes in it. It's not sweet and cidery like your fall bars. This, to me, is very Thanksgiving. It's got cranberry, it's got apple juice, it's got a bunch of spices, but the ones that we don't normally have. So it's got cardamom, it's got ginger, it's got that kind of stuff in it. And then it's got a boatload of sort of dry orange, like a orange peel, and then it's got blood orange. I think it has lime. It's got all sorts of stuff in this. So it's kind of sharp. So I think that might pair very well with Autumn Road Trip, or maybe even, you just got to stick your nose in the bars and figure it out. Maybe even Harvest Blessings, because I think the Harvest Blessings might take the edge off of this. And these might be really good at Thanksgiving. Now, I could push the Sips of Cider more Christmas by grabbing complementary notes of cranberry instead. So we could put it with Very Merry Cranberry. And this one, I think this might actually be very successful. Haven't done it yet. I'm just going by how they smell in the clam. Your Sips of Cider and your Very Merry Cranberry, this one's sweeter. But these share a cranberry note, and they certainly share a Thanksgiving into Christmas feel. So those are all things you can do. So again, let's review. You're looking for scents that have complementary notes and that just seem to make sense putting them together in a room. And the worst thing you can do is put your warmers on, and if you don't like what you're getting, turn them off, take out the wax, and save it for tomorrow for something else. All right, let's keep moving here. So here is an interesting one that, again, I haven't tried it, but I think it would work. On October 1st, there will be a launch of Nightmare Before Christmas, and of course we have Jack's Obsession, this crazy, crazy, wonderful bar. This is very fall apple cider, but it has this like airy quality to it, this clarity of apple that's different than like cider mill. I thought it might actually pair very nicely with Icicles and Evergreen, which is the weirdest bar. Don't think I'm losing it yet. There's apple in here. There's apple, there's eucalyptus, there's clove. It actually has several similar notes to Jack's Obsession. So these might be really good late October, early November, and it would sort of bridge that transition. So then let's get into things that are more holiday specific here, and then some other things that are more in like the musky and woody vein. I guess we'll go there first. So we have two very nice masculine cologne scents, and actually they're so similar, I'm kind of shocked we have them both. So we have the White Amber Antique, and we have Mystery Man. These are like a no-brainer. They'd be a great pairing together if you want to amp up the masculine factor in a den or something. But I also think maybe in the bathrooms or the bedrooms, you could do the White Amber and Silk, which is a bit more feminine and a bit softer. But there's sort of like a woody, musky, ambery note in all of these, which I think would actually make a really nice melting trio. So then let's go over to the more woody, musky family. So we've got our Blue Sage and Tonka. We have our new amazing Velvet Moon. And then we have our classic Cashmere and Corduroy, which everybody loves. And this one is quite strong. And we also have the Amber and Musk that's in Cozy Cardigan. So I think Cozy Cardigan would be lovely with Velvet Moon. They both share sort of a musky, medium throw quality. And although they're different, I think they'd be complementary. I also think with this, where did it go? Also think with this particular one, I must have dropped the bar. Uh-oh. I had Luna on the table, but I don't see it. I actually think these would be very nice with Luna. Luna is an all year-round classic that we always have in the catalog that's like a gentle floral. And I've heard many people say that thing is a superb mixer. I just don't tend to use it a lot because it's not my favorite bar. Anyway, I didn't want to forget that. So back to Cashmere and Corduroy is amazing with Blue Sage and Tonka in alternating warmers. The Cashmere and Corduroy is much stronger, but the Blue Sage and Tonka kind of brings it down. Or There are definitely similar base notes in Velvet Moon and Cashmere and Corduroy. This is, again, much stronger, but these two would certainly pair well. Like you could do Velvet Moon in your smaller spaces and Cashmere and Corduroy all out in the open. It'd be an incredible day. It's got that beautiful musky woody quality that is fabulous in the fall and winter, and it's addictive. Okay, now we're gonna move on to like winter time. So, Christmas classics. Absolutely. Be Merry, which is the most marvelous bar. That would also be good with our Very Merry Cranberry. These two would be good, and then you could add a third, which would be Very Snowy Spruce, or you could just do Be Merry and Very Snowy Spruce, because these both have a tree note. They're both like classically Christmas, and the Very Snowy Spruce is the sweetest and most gentle of our pine balsam fir scents that we offer. So these two, like if you want that vintage classic Christmas feel, put these two in alternating warmers. I don't think I would put these in 1-to-1 cube. I think it would mess it up. And then if you wanted a little bit more cranberry, you could make this your third bar, and that would look and smell amazing. These three together I think would be, and this would also make a very good gift. Very Merry Cranberry, Very Snowy Spruce, and Be Merry. I cannot imagine that people would be offended by these. They're like classic Christmassy beautiful smells. All right, now we have other minty and pine scents. Iced pine is incredibly assertive, yes, but it has a little bit of a peppermint note in the background, so you could probably pair it with perfect peppermint if you really love peppermint, which I don't. So I think I prefer to do it with Silver Bells, which has more complexity, but it's definitely got that mint note. So beautiful, these two together. Oh my goodness. I think this would give you like tree farm feels. Like icy, go out and cut the tree. It would be amazing. And actually, the ice pine, you could probably even do around the campfire, and then you'd be like going out to cut your tree and then hanging out in the woods with the bonfire afterwards. And then the Silver Bells, I think would be amazing. Again, this would be alternating warmers. Most of these that I'm talking about now would be alternating warmers, not paired in the same warmer. With the new absolutely fabulous frosted vanilla. This bar is my favorite of the new time releases, hands down. It's amazing. And it's musky and woodsy. So I'm sure there are other things that would pair with it well, but I think Silver Bells would hold its own, and that these two would be really good. Sorry, my ring light, I'm having a little bit of trouble with that today. All right, and then last but not least, of all the things that I suggested here on the table, and there are actually a couple of other bars I wanted to talk about. Sometimes bars are so gentle that you really do have to think carefully so you don't steamroller the qualities that you're trying to pull out of them. So, like Cider Mill, I wanted to go loop back and talk about this before I talk about the last winter ones. This bar I don't tend to melt with a lot of other things in the house. It's just too good all by itself, I reckon. So it would probably go okay with Bright Cider Life. It would probably go okay with Harvest Blessings. Also, Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl. This one would be okay with Farm Stand Pumpkin, but it's another one where I just wouldn't do a lot to it. Like today, I have Farm Stand Pumpkin and a retired one, which is Butter Pecan. Those are really good together, but we just don't have that option right now. But your Farm Stand Pumpkin and your Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl and your Cider Mill, actually, these might make a nice trio, but I would make sure they were in separate rooms. So as you're walking through the house, you explore each scent individually instead of mixing them all up, because these three are just, they're almost like too good to mess with. I love them. So, all right, that was my other public service announcement, rabbit trail. Let's go back to what I was going to talk about. There are two amazing blue bars in the fresh category. I think they're both in fresh, that I love, and I always forget to talk about them because it's like end of Christmas into January when I melt them. And those are the amazing Polar Bear Hug. This bar is so nice. I actually need to look it up because I butcher the notes that are in these two because I don't typically melt them a lot. Polar Bear Hug is blackberry jam, brown sugar, vanilla, and amber. And this might even be good with Cozy Cardigan, actually, because it has this sweetness to it. Polar Bear Hug is phenomenal. It used to be Eskimo Kiss if you're confused because you haven't been with Scentsy for a while. Such a good bar. This is a medium throw, and it's elegant. This one, my favorite thing to pair it with alternate warmers or one room to one room is Arctic Kiss, which is a couple years old now. This thing took the Scentsy world by storm one December. And this bar would be great with melon and or vanilla scents. Let's say you live in a place where you have a lot of heat and you just don't want to go to a pine forest for Christmas. This would be the most amazing bar. Like, this might be crazy. I think you could even pair this with Mad for Melon and then like Simply Vanilla. Because it's icy, but it's vanilla, it's fluffiness. Oh, this is the most incredibly intriguing smell. So let's see what Scentsy actually says is in here. Arctic mint, fresh air, and vanilla clouds. When it first came out, though, I know that melon was in that scent pyramid that we get. I know it. You can totally smell it. Almost like a honeydew. So that is pretty much everything. And then I saved one of my favorite bars for last, which, again, maybe with a scary good or something really assertive. Maybe like cinnamon and clove. Yeah, clove and cinnamon. Yeah, I guess we could do like clove and cinnamon with this. And then, I don't have pumpkin roll on the table, but maybe that. Pumpkin chai. Ugh, so good. Uh-oh. So good. And this is a bar. I don't typically mess with this one either. There are just certain scents where it's like, why? Why do anything to it? It's just too good. Oh, pumpkin chai just gives you all the different notes from some of these bars that you like and smushes them all together in the most perfect way. So those are all current catalog. Now, I could do another whole video on mixing in general, but this is what we have that you can go out and buy today. So again, I'm Liz Quinn, your certified Scentsy consultant at waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, which will appear on the end screen. If you do not have a consultant yet, I would love to take care of you. Please feel free to email me. Sometimes those emails end up in my junk folder and I have a little bit of trouble. So if you don't hear from me, try again. But the holidays are on their way. We're getting our holiday collection, the first one. There's actually going to be another one, like a classics collection that'll release later in the month, and we don't even have a date for that yet. Holiday bricks are coming. There's so many things going on. The Harvest brochure stuff is out, so you can look at Harvest Collection online. We're getting the most incredible pumpkin for scent and warmer of the month with this maple pumpkin deliciousness as the new scent of the month. Oh, there's too much good stuff. The bricks, I get to order my bricks at the end of the month. You guys, Scentsy is just exploding with goodness right now. So stay tuned. I hope that this mixers, mixing, and pairings video was helpful. Have an amazing day. God bless. Bye-bye.